Yeah. Da. All right. Are we live? We're live. We're live. Hello. My goodness. And hello. And welcome to Monday's night edition of Anger Management with Red Nose Wellness. Give me about 1 minute. Let me send out my links and we will get started. Until then, I'm just going to look silly off to the side. No, I'm kidding. Give me 1 second. Let me send out the links, man. How are you? Are you having a duperly awesome, amazing, fabulously, super great, if not like spectacular week? If not, why not? Let me know in the comments. Hold on. We need a theme song. Yep. Oh no, that's me. Hello. We need a theme song. Hello, Jana. Mad Monday. Yes. Welcome to Mad Monday. Oh. I need to find a better way. I've been doing live broadcasts for a hot minute. I need to find a better way of handling all my links and everything. It's funny because a lot of the times you don't ever think about it, but not a lot of times you're going to find yourself sitting out doing live videos. Jan is on, so I was about to send you a link, Jonna. So who do I need to send it to? I need to send it to William. All right. Boom. Bada beam, bada boom, bada bop. Hey, hello. Welcome to Mad Monday with myself, Jeremiah Callihan. I am your host, Jeremiah Callihan. I'm also the Anger Management Specialist, CEO and owner of Red Nose Wellness. This is Anger Management, presented by me, Certified Anger Management 2. You can find us on rednosewellness.com or call us at 918-933-0905. Now, let's just dive into it, okay? Let's talk about, yes, I know anger, resentment. Resentment is that far end part of anger that we always tiptoe around. Now, Jeremiah, why are you wanting to talk straight into resentment on Monday? 1, you're actively choosing for anger management. 2, because since it's the most avoided topic, or one of the most avoided topic, then that means that it's probably the one we should confront the most. We have resentment towards our parents. We have resentment towards our family. We have resentment towards friends, employers, schools, situations, frenemies, enemies, strangers. We have all these resentments, and we're always holding these resentments. And what would you say if I told you that the resentments that were caused by past situations are affecting your future situations? It's like, okay, Jeremiah, I'm intrigued. Well, I'm glad that you're intrigued. We were talking about last week the 30 ways of dealing with anger, stuffing, escalating, managing. Well, we're still kind of stuck on the stuffing, but we're also, what I was trying to get to last week was that this actually goes with itself. Now, the resentment actually goes into the stuffing, but then it gets escalated, and it gets escalated by things that have triggered us. I know the word trigger is a triggered word, but I promise you it's going to be fine. We're going to get through this. Okay, so going back, part of being an anger management specialist is being able to talk and go into the whys of managing our anger and what kind of causes the anger. I tell people all the time, I'm not a therapist. It's not my job. I'll never pretend to be a therapist. But what I will say is there's a lot to do with a lot of the things that always happens into our past. But I'm not a past type of person. Well, we're all past people. Even right now, this is the past. If you're watching this in the future, that's a conundrum. I'll get to that later. But resentment. Now, When I say resentment, I mean those past feelings that you don't want to talk about because someone has done you wrong somewhere along the line, or someone you feel is purposely trying to sabotage you, or you feel is purposely against you in some way, shape, or form. And that makes us feel irritated. It makes us feel irritated because we start feeling resentful towards those people, and we start having that heavy heart that we have these negative emotions and these negative feelings towards those individuals. And that carries on to the next, that carries on to the next, that carries on to the next. If someone does you wrong early in the morning, you're more likely to do someone wrong in the afternoon. Here's an example. Someone cuts you off in traffic and you go, "What the hell? I'm driving here. You must be from Texas. You don't know how to drive, but you think you know how to drive. Dumbass." You're already worked up. See, not where you thought I'd taken it with resentment. You feel resentful towards that person. You feel that aggravation. You feel that irritation, whatever the hell you want to call it. You're worked up. Okay, whatever. Do you let it go? Sure. You let it go, right? Well, you go into Quick Trip and you're walking inside and someone walks. So you're walking into the doors and someone walks in front of you and they don't do that courteous thing that they hold the door open and you say, "Thank you." They say, "Thank you." It's a weird exchange. They feel better. You feel better. It's all great. They didn't do that. They just cut in front of you and they just kept on walking. All right. You're irritated now. Someone cut me off. Now someone's just not holding. Well, nobody, not one person, has the right, other than the DMV in the state of Oklahoma or the state that you reside in, gets to tell another person how they drive. Really, technically. I can't tell you how to drive or how to manage your car. And if you pull out in front of me and you cut me off, I can feel a certain way towards you, but I can't actively tell you how you should operate your motor vehicle, because you're going to do it regardless. You're going to drive that motor vehicle the way that you choose to drive that way. Nothing I say is going to change that. Well, maybe if you respect me, then, well, you wouldn't be cutting me off in the first place. And, well, maybe if you you don't respect me because you're not even paying attention to me. It's not even about me. You did an action that caused an effect towards me that you're not even being mindful towards. Nobody cuts off someone and goes, "Ha ha!" Well, maybe they do. Well, we know they do. But for this situation, the person that cuts me off, they weren't thinking about me. Hello, William. Hello, Jana. Okay, so they cut me off. I go to Quick Trip. Someone doesn't hold the door open for me. Well, they don't have to. That's the absolutely mind-baffling thing, is they don't have to. They don't have to hold open the door. That's a courtesy. Driving responsibly, well, that's a legal requirement. Well, who's going to enforce it? You? Now, it's a suggestion based on your account. That's a courtesy that other people drive their motor vehicles the way that they need to drive their motor vehicles. And it's a courtesy that someone holds open the door for me. Okay, someone cut me off. Someone didn't hold the door open for me. But you know what? I'm not going to let that get to me, because I'm positive. I'm just going to keep on going. So I'm going to go through a Quick Trip, and I know I'm going to go get coffee. And, well, all the things going on in the world, they don't have coffee. It's a Quick Trip. Someone right in front of me, the one that didn't hold the door open for me, they're at the coffee machine. They're getting the rest of the coffee. They're getting the last of the coffee. Come on! Really? They already had their life path focused on the coffee. That is not my coffee. Until I purchase it, it's still Quick Trip's coffee. It's not my coffee. It's not Helen. It's not even theirs. Now, I could fight them for it. I could get mad. I could get irritated. I could get absolutely significantly bent out of shape, as the kids nowadays would say. But it's not my coffee. I idolized, I fixated, I envisioned myself on the road with competent drivers. I thought of myself with people that were courteous, that are going to hold the door open for me. I'm curious about what you're saying is, Jana. I'll get to that after if you decide to type it. And I envisioned that the coffee was my coffee. It's kind of like I watched a video the other day that they did a whole conflict, anger management of someone stealing a parking spot. So it's not my parking spot. I fixated and I decided that's my parking spot. This is my coffee. And this is my road. And this is my car. And this is my world. Now, when people don't play ball, when people don't decide to play nice, I start getting a heavy heart. And the heavy heart is I start feeling resentful. I start feeling aggravated. I start feeling annoyed. And I feel people should adhere to my desires, to my wants, and to my needs. And when you don't, well, then I've got a problem with you. And I start feeling resentful. And I start feeling a certain type of way that I'm like, you know what? Watch what a box of matches and a tank of gas do to you. Oh, you can't talk that way. You can't approach life that way. That doesn't work. That doesn't help. So there's a lot of these times that we're going through life and we're feeling this resentful type of feeling towards each other, and we don't talk to another person. Does anyone that is in your almost future, do they know what you experienced this morning? Do they know that you got caught up? Do they know that you didn't have the door held open for you? Do they know that you didn't get your coffee? But we expect other people to know exactly what has happened to us in the morning. And when they don't treat us with such respect, we start feeling resentful. You know what? You don't know what happened to me. You don't know my past, and you don't know exactly what I've gone through. I'll tell you what I've gone through. I'd be more than happy to share with you what I've gone through. And that's holding on to that negativity. Now, Jeremiah, the senior management, and I know I got resentful, and I know what resentment is, and I know what anger is. Tell me how to deal with it. It's not about you. In your life, it's about you, but in other people's lives, it's not about you. I know you wish it was, and I know a lot of the times it's like we feel that people do things deliberately to go against us, but they don't. People do things deliberately to go towards their self-interests, which if you've ever watched any of my previous live shows of like Terrific Tuesday, I talk about that selfishness, that there's positive selfishness, but we all have this inherent selfishness. It's that selfishness. That same selfishness of why do we hold the door open for someone? Well, because we want to feel good. This resentment, why are you not participating in this thing we call life and holding the door open for me and making yourself feel good? Because I feel good when you want to feel good, and so we both feel good together, but you're not participating. Or common courtesy of, well, that's the last of the coffee, maybe we could split it up. It's not your coffee. That's not their self-interest. We all have this little self-interest. Now, this is just vanilla towards the whole resentment topic, and I know it's vanilla, but you have to start off small, but then build bigger. So what I'm trying to get at is, we have all these little resentments. We have these small resentments, and then we have these large resentments. Take, for example, a best friend just had a birthday. Today is their birthday. And their other best friend didn't remember, didn't get them anything, didn't remember to say happy birthday, didn't even acknowledge them. When they found out it was their birthday, said, oh, happy birthday. And the birthday person starts feeling resentment and starts feeling that negative type of feeling. We feel it towards coworkers. We feel it towards bosses. We feel it towards lovers. We feel it towards friends. This birthday, it's like, you forgot my birthday. You know what? For your birthday, I got you all this stuff. I said happy birthday. I was the first one to say happy birthday to you. I've been there. I was there through all your breakups. I was there. I listened. We've gone on vacation. And I've never forgotten your birthday, but you've forgotten mine. Resentment. Start getting irritated. You start getting aggravated. And then very quickly, I'm going to get you back game. I got you. Chuck! I'm going to make this even. We have this, I'm going to settle the scoreness with our resentment. It's like, what score? What the score? They deliberately forgot my birthday. They didn't tell me happy birthday. They didn't get me anything. What score? You think they're deliberately saying, oh, well, I'm just going to forget their birthday, and you know what? Maybe they are. But they're basing that on what score? That imaginary score that we hold towards other people. You did me wrong, 1. See, I'm guilty of it too. This is the most humanistic trait ever. But you have to recognize the score and the tally keeping to be able to fix this dilemma, because this is a dilemma, and this is what everybody does. Husbands to wives, wives to husbands, kids to parents, parents to kids, friends to friends, friends to frenemies, frenemies to enemies, students to teachers, teachers to students, bosses to employees, employees to bosses. No, it doesn't. Oh, okay. You're at work. You ask for your boss for a day off. Your boss declines it. You have a day off in the future. Your boss asks you to come in. You say, yeah, no, sorry, I can't. You're keeping score. Let's keep it score. A husband to a wife. Will you take out the trash? Well, would you clean the dishes? Will you do the laundry? Actually, in fact, while you do the laundry and then do the dishes and then clean up the house and make sure all the rooms are in order, yeah, sure, I'll do the trash. But the husband doesn't put that into account, that everything that their wife has done. You've cleaned the dishes, you've done the clothes, you've picked up the front rooms and the rooms, and all you're asking for me to do is to take out the trash. That's what score? You get it? You hear me? We're all keeping the score. Someone cuts me off in traffic. 275 JVW. Okay, yeah. I know what edition you came out of. You don't think that happens? Because it happens all the time. What do you do? I'm going to give you the magic words. I'm going to give you the magic formula. Are you ready? In with the fresh air. Out with the bullshit. Let that shit go. The only way to move forward is to find a way to let it go. Find a way to realize that people are not generally out to get you. It feels like people are out to generally get you. It feels like people are deliberately attacking you. It feels like you are being sabotaged to the highest power. But you're not. But I feel like I am. But you're not. How so? Nobody thinks about you as much as you think people think about you. Most people don't think about you jack shit of the time. They think about themselves. That's where the selfishness comes in. And you are so vain that you are getting bent out of shape because you feel someone thinks that you're so wonderful and so highly of you that they're out to get you. But really, all they're thinking about is revenge and retaliation and their own resentment that someone else caused. And the only way to stop the cycle is it's the whole and the buck stops with you. It has to stop with you. At some point you have to go, nope. No. I'm not going to allow you to decide how I react to the situation. Other than recognizing how I'm wanting to react is not healthy versus how I should react. Because there's two types of reactionary positions one can take. I can respond negatively, or I can respond in a positive, that positive, negative, that duality, that yes, that no, that up, that down, that black, that white. I have to have that duality. Am I going to respond to this situation poorly and let my immediate emotions take effect and respond negatively? Or am I going to take a step back? And when you get so mad and you want to roar, take a deep breath and count to 4. Daniel the Tiger. How do you not react negatively in that time? Beautiful question. Thank you, Jana. That is an absolutely wonderful question. You don't respond negatively in those type of situations by being aware. By being aware of how you feel you want to react to a situation versus being aware of how you want to react to the situation and being aware of how you should react to a situation. I really want to punch you in the face. But I know that I don't want the consequences of what happens if I punch you in the face. If I punch you in the face, it's physical assault. It's assault. If I assault you, then I can go to jail. I'll have court fees. I'll have to go to court mandated courses, and I'm going to have to spend a lot more money. I know I can't respond to a situation negatively, even though I want to. There's a difference between how you want to respond to a situation versus how you ought to respond to a situation. I.e., I want to punch you in the face. Or I feel so aggravated right now, I want to punch you in the face, but you do not deserve that physical violence because nobody deserves that type of physical violence. And I'm getting so emotionally aroused that I need to step out of the situation, and I need to put myself in timeout. Because to be honest, if you go on a physiological level, if you go on a chemical level of your medulla oblongata and your physiological state of being, your cortisol and your adrenaline are running. They've already been shot, and they're already spiking, right? 8 minutes. Give yourself about 8 minutes, and that cortisol and that adrenaline will actually, on average, have a significant peak, and then it'll have a decrease. Well, why are you talking about these chemicals? Well, because these chemicals are what kind of give us the fight or flight or freeze or fawn type of state of being. Amygdala. See, I got the word right. I've been practicing for the last few days. Amygdala. The amygdala is that psycho function. It's like a fire alarm. I was talking about it last week. It's the one that indicates to our hippocampus, which indicates to our medulla oblongata. That's what spikes our physiological state. You have to outweigh that chemical. If I feel so aggravated that I want to physically cause harm towards you, then I need to remove myself out of that situation because I've already been elevated enough to where I don't feel that I can control my actions. If that makes sense. I hope it does. The reason I'm telling you all this is because whenever it comes to resentment, resentments can build. And when resentments start building, well, you already had a problem before you had a problem. If I have resentment 1, let's I wish I had a whiteboard, but I don't have a whiteboard. I do. Hold on. Oh my. All right. Still here. Still with me. Really great question. All right. So if I have one resentment, this is a representation of one resentment. So Jana, wonderful. You are throwing some wonderful questions. Thank you. How do you make yourself take time to not react? You have to get really good. First, you have to become aware. Number one thing about anger management is just an awareness of how you respond normally in circumstances, and then learning different ways that how you can cope with getting angry. If you feel, and actually a really damn good question, if you feel, I'm going to do this. This is like a temperature gauge. This is 1, 2. If you feel yourself, this is start on the base 0. If you feel yourself getting more aggravated, the moment you realize and you recognize when you're getting irritated and that you're getting irritated, that's the first step, is trying to cut yourself off before you elevate yourself past a certain point. Now, with anger management, especially with the curriculum, there is a scale based on the NAMA's workbook, which I think I actually have a slide because this is a presentation that is based very, very, very heavily. It is their presentation. I just took out all their images because I get distracted. They have an anger management scale. 0 is okay, 1 is frustrated, 2 is irritated, 3 is annoyed, 4 is getting angry, 5 is angry. Now, what I like to tell people is 4.9999999%. You have to find that 4.999999999%. And you have to stop it before it gets there, before it gets to 5. Once you get to 5, you're angry. Once you're angry and you know you're angry, your cortisol and your adrenaline has already peaked, or is peaking, I should say, and who knows how long it's going to be peaking. I said on average about 8 minutes, but it depends on the circumstance, the situation. It could be longer, it could be shorter. How do you make yourself take time not to react negatively? Catch yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself at 4.9999%. I'm okay. I'm getting irritated. I'm getting annoyed. What happens? What do you think is going to happen if you don't deal with the thing that's annoying you in the first place? You're going to start getting angry. Now that you're starting to think about yelling, and that other driver, for example, that talk show host, giving them a piece of your mind, but you don't act on your feelings, your tone. Others might feel that you're short. You might even try to cover your feelings by being extra nice. Tunnel vision starts setting in. Okay, I've realized. Wait. Okay, so once you realize it, I think that's what you're saying is, oh, okay. Oh, once you realize that you're at a 4 and it's turning into a 5, you need to literally say, well, exactly what you said in the comments. 1 second. If your kids are annoying you, if your siblings are annoying you, if your spouse is annoying you, if you're feeling irritated, you need to say, hold on. I need to take a moment. I'm getting aggravated. Well, why are you getting aggravated? Why are you getting annoyed? It's none of your Why am I getting annoyed? Why am I getting irritated? That right there is a good indication that someone is already irritated for whatever reason, and they're trying to provoke you. Someone starts mocking you. Someone starts doing that mimic thing. Seems like you're getting irritated. You seem like you're getting irritated. Oh, that right there, that's mockery. If someone's trying to mock you, well, one, it's a form of flattery. And two, it means that they're not okay with themselves, that they're now trying to bring you down to the level that they were at. Which brings you to, if you said resentment, you're absolutely freaking right, along with a whole nother mosh-tosh of different emotions and feelings. But nobody ever points this out. Which the first part is with anger is you gotta understand that resentment piece. Gina said, okay, once I'm like a champagne bottle and I just explode, I don't feel the scale of anger. Yeah, so the moment that you feel like a champagne bottle and that you just explode, you're here. Now, the reason that I say 4.9999 is once you're at a champagne bottle that you're about to explode, there's nothing I can say or anyone around you can say to calm you down. The only thing that's going to calm you down is distance and time. Distance and time. There's a few rules that I do encourage you to abide by, which even Emma will encourage you to abide by. Don't leave the premises. Now, walk away, sure, but if you feel like getting in your car and taking a drive, no, because if you're angry and you feel like a champagne bottle and you're about to explode, you're not going to be beneficial to anyone, and please don't get on the road because you're probably the one that cut me off. What? No. And the person that you're mad with, it shows that you're abandoning them. And you don't want to show someone that you're abandoning them. Let's say that it's like someone's kid, and their kid is just doing this whole motion, just poke, 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 and finally you have enough. You say, enough! You've already gotten irritated. You've already exploded. Now, at any moment, if you catch yourself, you can say, okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have reacted that way. That was wrong on me, and I shouldn't have acted that way. If you are a parent and you show this to your children, you are teaching your children co-regulation, self-regulation through co-regulation. Co-regulation of going monkey see, monkey do. Self-regulation knowing when I get mad, I learned from my mom from visual cues or my dad from visual cues and from their actions. Monkey see, monkey do. My dad got upset, but my dad was very quick to say, hey, how I responded and how I acted in that situation is not okay, and I'm sorry. Now, people around you might say, yeah, but that doesn't take it away. That doesn't take your words away. Those people are uncomfortable and unsure with themselves. They're already hurt from whatever reason. It could be you. It could be other factors. You cannot control that. You cannot control those people's words. You can only control your words, your actions, your statements, your responses, and your counter responses to situations. If I came up to Jana being the one asking the questions, and I just keep poking and poking and poking, Jan, I don't seem like I'm being a very good friend or a family member or man in a box. At some point, you have to excuse yourself out of the situation. Well, I was here first. I'm sorry, but people don't take that into effect of going, oh, well, yes, you're right. I'm irritating you, but you were here first. Excuse me. Let me go do my nonsensical ways out somewhere else. They don't. The most adult and most appropriate thing you can do is say, okay, I need you to keep distance from me. If you do not respect my distance, then I'm likely to do something stupid like punch you in the face or hit you with my car or burn down your house with a gallon of gas and some matches. I suggest you give me about 8 minutes. Let me breathe. I need some room. I feel irritated. I feel aggravated. The shorter the words, the better. That's from what I've experienced in life. Gina, just give me a second. I need 8 minutes. I need 8 minutes. I'm going to be over here for 8 minutes. You go over there, after 8 minutes, during the 8 minutes, don't think, don't try to process what happened. Just work on breathing in with the fresh air, out with the bullshit. It's all bullshit. If telling yourself Gusfaba 1,000 times helps, then that Alaskan word from the movie of anger management, go for it. Or you can just, I shouldn't have acted that way. I know I shouldn't have acted that way. I'm human. I'm human, and I have natural feelings. I'm a human being, damn it. And I get irritated and I get aggravated and I don't always say the right things and I don't always do the right things, but I'm trying here, damn it. You start feeling shame. You're going to feel shame, but a lot of the times because of our childhoods, we never learned how to deal with shame. So then we get angry and then we feel shameful because of our actions, and that shame just makes us feel even worse. And then it starts spiraling, and then depression starts coming in, and then that's how all this starts. Now, to do that, that's the practice. That's the management. That's the part of our lives that we have to get really good at. You got to really get good at check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. You got to work on it. You're not going to be perfect from the very beginning. You're not going to be perfect maybe the second or third time. But you're trying, and that's what matters. Trying to do better. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. See, this is where the correlation of my Terrific Tuesdays, this is where all this information will start really coming together. You are under no obligation of who you were 5 minutes ago, 5 days ago, 5 years ago, 5 months ago. You're not that person anymore. You did actions, and actions have consequences, good and positive, positive and negative consequences. But your actions cause consequences. Consequences cause a reputation of character. And if I punch you in the face, you can only expect me to punch you in the face again until I give you trust back. Well, how do you build trust, Jeremiah? I heard it from one of my old coworkers, and it was action plus consistency and time is how you build trust. To build trust again, you have to have time, consistency. Time and consistency builds trust. So if I want you to trust me again, let's say I stole $5 from your wallet. The only way you're going to trust me again is if you give me time, and over time I don't steal $5 from your wallet again. That's the action. That's the doing. And consistently not taking $5 from your wallet over time will build trust. If there's an affair, if there's someone cheated in a relationship and you don't trust that other person, the only way you're going to build trust isn't saying, trust me. Do you trust me? Do you believe me now? Oh, hey, honey. No, that just all now out the window. The only way I can get you to trust me is if I consistently, over time, don't do that action. I don't cheat. If I am a liar, the only way for you to trust me again is if I consistently, over time, don't lie to you. I tell you truthful things. Well, okay, with anger, it's type of the same formulation. How do you deal with angry outbursts? How do I deal with how I respond to situations? Over time, you catch yourself going, I know how this story ends. I know how this is going to end up. And I'd prefer it not to end up that way. So, okay, I need to catch myself while I start before I start fantasizing about hitting you with my freaking chair. Because if the moment comes and I'm going to hit you with my freaking chair, it's already too late. Action in hand. At any moment, I can put the chair down, but I'm less likely to, because you're going to piss me off. And if you're going to piss me off, then I've already thrown the fucking chair at you. Okay. You stop the moment you realize I'm about to pick up that chair and throw it across the room at your dumb, ugly face. The moment you stop is before you catch yourself going, oh, that chair looks pretty right now. This is over time. I know that this thought leads to this action. I know that this action leads to this consequence. Consequence is I threw a chair at you. Now I feel shamed. Now we ain't friends. Now we ain't talking. It's that simple. But it's not that simple. That's the thing about life, you know. The thing about life is you're going to feel angry. You're going to feel irritated. A mom watching their children screaming back and forth and yelling. You're going to feel irritation. Well, where does the anger come from? Well, I feel irritated on top of shame because I don't want to feel irritated towards my children. And if I feel irritated towards my children, I start feeling shameful and I start feeling the emotion of shame. And then that starts making me double down on aggravation. And then once you start doubling down on aggravation, you have those negative, intrusive thoughts that go, you're a bad mom. You're a bad parent. You're doing this wrong. They don't listen to you because they don't respect you. And you start pulling off, well, people irritate me that don't respect me, so now my kids don't respect me, and so now I'm a bad mom because my kids don't respect me. Now I'm irritated. Now I'm pissed off. And then, you know, husband or wife comes home, and they're irritated. You're ugly, stupid fucking face. It's like, you're not mad at me. You just see a lot of these situations actually happen from before catching yourself out irritated. I feel annoyed, okay? But you have to also set the stage for other people. You have to set the stage by saying, I need you to shut the fuck up and listen to me. I need you to shut up and listen. You have to let that other person know before you get irritated at them. I'm really irritated. So if I'm irritated and I'm coming off irritated, it's not at you. It's just at the situation. You ready? Call my cousin Matt.
Hello.
Hey, Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I'm doing anger management live, and I was going to give myself a demonstration, and so you're the person that I immediately thought of that could confirm or deny a situation that happened.
Okay, you said you're live?
Yeah, I'm live.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
What's going on?
So whenever you were helping me work on my car and you checked out my car, you analyzed my car, and you realized that it wasn't an easy fix and that I was going to have to spend money to get it fixed, and I got irritated. Did I get irritated with you, or did I get irritated at the situation?
A bit of three, but it was more so irritated at the situation. There's an irritation towards me just because it's happening, and we're going to go from least to most. Irritated because it's happening, irritated, the part failure, we want to set it on fire, and then how much it's going to cost to fix it. And that was the biggest irritator.
And then irritated because you just told me that. You irritated because you didn't give me an easy fix.
An easy fix, a cheap fix, and a quick fix. And I'm the bearer of bad news.
Which the messenger always gets shot, regardless of how we wrap the present.
Yep.
I was mentioning on literally just this topic, and I was like, I'm going to call Matt real quick. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I will call you back later tonight.
All right.
All right. Love you, bud.
All right. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Matt is a wonderful soul. I share these situations and I share that circumstance because recently my car wasn't working. He was out, and he gave me some bad. I was not out. But I also worked out my aggravation. I even told him, I said, I'm aggravated, but I'm not aggravated at you. I'm aggravated that you're telling me things I don't want to hear, but I'm irritated. I'm irritated because I want that instant gratification, but I also want it fixed, and I also want it. And that's how you do it, Jana. That is the best, purest example I could give you. You talk it out. You use statements like, I feel frustrated. I feel irritated because. And when you say, I feel irritated because, you work it out. And if someone says, well, that's not how it goes, and that's not exactly. No. I'm irritated. I feel irritated. I'm feeling a certain way. It's not that you caused it. I'm just feeling that way. I'm just venting my frustrations and my feelings. I hope that helps, Jana. My goodness. All right. So I see that it is 6:54. Before I go, does anyone have any questions, comments, gripes, or complaints? Go ahead and write it in the comments now. So I don't think that I am going to continue on after this week posting these videos on Facebook. It takes 2 computers for me to do this. Could I get a copy of the anchored rules? Yeah, absolutely. No, send me a message exactly what you're wanting, and then I'll see. I still need to respond to your question and your response to the parenting education. I do apologize. I have forgotten, but now I'm not forgetting, and I will send it to you right after I get off. But I did write them. But send me another message about what you're exactly wanting for the copy of the anger management rules, and then go from there. All of these are just like a montage of all the different information one gets that I have accumulated. Going back though, I'm going to end the Facebook Live probably after this week, if not tonight. I will continuously post on YouTube. I'm still going to have the Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday classes on YouTube. Don't get that wrong. It's just on the Facebook. I don't see a lot of viewership. I don't see a lot of interaction. I don't even see people clicking on. I know that it's new, but I might or might not continue. I'll let you know for sure. I will definitely still have both on tomorrow's Talk About It, Health and Wellness Tuesday. Mad Monday, Talk About It, Health and Wellness Tuesday. I so want to say Terrific Tuesday, but Terrific Tuesday's dead. And then I haven't thought of anything for Thursday. I really want to call it the Thursday, the Parenting Education Thursdays. All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being you. You are wonderful. Wonderful, baby. Just wonderful. Just stay fantastic. Stay you. Don't let people get under your skin. You're wonderful. You deserve the best in life. See you tomorrow, maybe. All right. Bye.